Hey townies, and welcome back to Fontaine. Now this is living. In our previous video we established our main market area and some residential blocks, which one-off we decorated. We also planted our vineyard and placed some farmhouses, the granary, the storage yards, Now we're going to extend our main road to connect to this area, and I want kind of a curvy road to be a little bit unique, because in previous video I tried something like that and it just wasn't working for me. Here it sort of works, but not really. I always like pressing the one side and then the other side, because that's just how it goes. It's not perfectly lined up, but we can deal with it. We can eventually decorate that up, hopefully. So I decided to make it like a cornered curve, because the curve was just not working for me and I didn't want to take forever with it. So yeah, that's what we're going to settle for. Compromises. But it's still going to be a beautiful center point of our town, because our winery will be right next to it. Now with our little curved corner road established, I can tell you what we're going to do around it. So this is going to be our new residential area to push us over that threshold for the upgrade from a dwelling to a hamlet, I believe. This is where we'll be establishing more vineyards and our winery. Speaking of, let's plop it down. Oh, look at that. So beautiful. You can see the barrels, the vats, the presser, and even some grapes growing, I guess, vines growing on the building. And I want to think that our wine is made in beautiful French and Spanish oak. And yes, I googled what barrels wine are made in. Now we're gonna build the main plaza for our vineyard. I don't like the little gaps between the vineyard and the plaza, but that's okay. I will deal with that a bit later. Now just to connect it to the main road and leave a little space for something special. Now I'm going to bring the vineyard roads to the winery for obvious reason. For the wine route, when you want to go on a wine route, get yourself drunk and get lost in the vines, and for transportation logistics as well. Now to square off or cordon off our little establishment from the rest of the town to safeguard our very precious grapes, Don't know what kind of grapes we have, but hopefully nice sweet grapes with a bit of a sour punch to it. Now I'm here trying to follow the contour height, but doing a terrible job at it, because that curviness is that's jank. That jank as hell. Oh well, we can fix that in the future. With just the budgetary constraints. And making sure we climb that cliff a little bit to discourage people from hopping. Climb the cliff over. I don't know, probably easier to just climb that fence than to climb the cliff. So yeah. So let's get that little special thing. I'm gonna make like a little garden here with all these flowers that took me forever to place. I didn't place them too close together to avoid Z-Fun, because I hate it when stuff flickers like crazy. Trying to keep in a theme for the winery with this purplish lilac color. I'm not good with colors. But yeah, probably should have gone for maybe a kind of red, but grapes are purple. I know wine is usually reddish, but maybe white sometimes, if you're into white wine. I love all kinds of wine, as long as it's not like I'm drinking pure sulfates, I like my Merlots, I like my semi-sweets, my sweet reds, my fruity wines, yeah, and sometimes rosé. Chocolate wine is a lie. It never tastes like chocolate to me. Anyway, here we are establishing a little eating area for our guests that are coming to the winery, because it acts as a restaurant, so people have an area to sit and chill, drink their wine with their cheese board, just looking over the cliff and having a little peek on the vineyard, all that kind of cool and nice chill vibe. Now just placing a bunch of planters down, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to put a tree somewhere. in the middle of the plaza, of course. Now to bushify everything up. That one was a struggle, but I got it eventually. Well, just to add to the atmosphere, you know. Don't drink water from there, you might get something. Now we're gonna spruce up our winery itself. And I told myself not to go too wild because it's gonna look strange, because this isn't my first attempt at this, decorating the winery. So yeah. So I kept it to the minimal, but I still went overboard in certain areas, and you know, it looks a bit rough. But you know, let's just imagine it's these people's style. They think it's pretty. You may not think it's pretty, but they think it's pretty. And that's all that matters is to them, and hopefully not negative reviews. I don't think I really fixed that one, but shh. We'll just act if it's perfectly aligned. It's that little bit of human error touch, you know? It's supposed to make it special. Sadly, I couldn't find anything for the square arch. And just making sure this entire place is lit up because it's a very beautiful building. Couldn't place a bench, but I got some planted pots because, like I said, I can't help myself. If it's empty or I can place something, I just have to. Like this isn't beautiful, but like I said, they think it's beautiful. That's all that matters, is their taste. It's their establishment, you know. But otherwise, it looks really good. Now, to fix that little issue I talked about, me not liking the detached from the actual plaza. So I'm gonna try something new, and you guys have to let me know if you think it looks better, or is it just better to leave that little gap there. I'm always for, you know, constructive criticism. So yeah. Placing down some stone. So, what do you guys think? Does it look better than it did previously, or does it look jank as hell? We're just placing another storage, blah blah blah, for, you know, logistics. Now, let's place some homes here. And I'm going to show that to you guys. And I'm going to place them very close to each other, which is going to cause Z-Fun. And I just said, I don't do that. Voila. But I'm going to upgrade it like opposite. So then you're not going to be able to Z-Fi. Speaking of upgrading, we are finally a hamlet. We finally upgraded. We have finally more than 50 people living in this village. Do you know what this means? It means we can unlock new decorations and new buildings. And finally, with the winery also busy working, we can unlock farming things. So as we build, we will unlock farming points for more decorations. So let's get those park decorations, and let's just get the clothing store for, I don't know, reasons. Now, I love these picnic tables. They are absolutely adorable. Wish I could make them the same color as the flowers, maybe too much. Maybe the same color as the roof of the well, but they'll just work with. Sadly, could not place anything on top of them. And now just to add extra seating for our guests that have returned from their drunken travels. Speaking of, here is our wine, guys. It's only $8.99. Fontaine Winery Fruity Red. Made in French oak and Spanish oak. It has tastes of wood shavings, pencil shavings, ground shavings, flower shavings, and a hint of definitely chocolate, and aromas of coffee. Now, to decorate these poor people, these poor blocks of houses that we neglected. We neglected. You didn't encourage me hard enough. I'm joking. That we neglected in the previous video. Now, I have broken the law. Usually it's supposed to be a lantern on top of the middle of the roof, like the other homes of this type, but these guys were rebels. They thought they were unique and different, you know? You get those rebels that always have to be against the tide. Always left of the government, as we would say it in my country, but it doesn't really translate that well into English. Now just popping down some landmass trees and some landmass. I thought to have this a little bit more wild because the others were so curated. Let's just make this one slightly more wild. Slightly more not looked after. And it's okay, they've got great views of the train plaza and the train itself, which is really cool. Like I said, making it a bit more bushy. It's like unkept, but still, you know, looked after. So it's like a bushy looked after. That makes sense. We can also add a little play area for their kids and the neighbors' kids. There's that one cool friend that has the PlayStation that you're gonna go and visit. And you know, with all these bushes, these are probably the people that you know provide most of the flowers to the winery. And just a chillaxing while the children are playing. See, we did keep the backside aspect of it, making sure we put the little lanterns there. This guy got flowers, the others decided no, we don't want flowers. And here is the transformation. Voila! Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Now we did the same with these guys, but I left it out. Let me know if you want me to show every little detailing or if you think this is perfectly fine. Just adding a little road around the public pond, but we will be editing that place in the next video. Now with our farming points, you can finally get corn, wheat, and we finally have the hay decorations and the 2-story upgrades. Can't wait to use them in the next video. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below on what you think about our fruity red and if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. From Fontaine. Now this is living. Enjoy a fruity red.